Hi guys, Kat here. Today I'm going to be doing my tips for entering middle school and my middle school experiences. In case any of you didn't already know, I am currently an 8th grader, but over the years I have picked up a few things in how to deal with certain situations that you may be put in. I thought I would share them with you. I know that a lot of people don't really like talking about this kind of stuff with their parents. I feel like if you talk about it with somebody who's pretty much almost your age, maybe a little bit older, then you can feel like a lot more comfortable with it. Here's a little disclaimer. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to say that I am a complete expert in middle school type-esque things. The first big one, I think, is just making friends in general. Friends in middle school definitely come and go. I really think it's pointless, to be honest, all of the drama that happens in middle school between friends and relationships. Every year, my school, they switch up classes. You get put with different people quite a lot. It's really quite hard to stay in touch with people from your previous year. You see them in the hallway after you haven't talked to them like the entire summer. You're not in the same class anymore. You're kind of just like, oh, hi. It's so awkward. There was drama, but oh, someone is texting me. I think that everyone on the first couple of days of middle school is just as nervous as you are. And when you finally break the ice with somebody and they tell you about how nervous they were, and you feel a lot better about yourself. Most often you'll carry along friends from elementary school, but there's that ever so often time, which actually happened to me. I got placed in a class that had none of my friends from elementary school in it. All of my friends from elementary school were in the same class together. So I was like, world, why you do this to me? I've met so many people in my middle school that just try so desperately to be like those popular stereotypes. Someone I find really attractive is someone that's completely different than everybody else. I feel like those people are really the people that are unique and have characteristics that are to themselves instead of just fitting in with everybody else. Another big one that is frequently asked and is also asked when people are going into high school is about homework and teachers and getting along with your teachers. People are like, oh yeah, my teacher hates me for no reason. Don't take it personally when you think a teacher doesn't like you, especially if you didn't do anything to provoke them. If you put thumbtacks on their chair or something, yeah, they totally have a right to hate you. A lot of people hate their teachers, and so many people have transferred out of classes and into different classes because they didn't like a teacher. People just need to learn to deal with difficult people, because that's a thing that you're gonna need to do in the real world. And people just transfer out of that class and it's like, I don't want to be in this class because so and so is my teacher. I just think that that's kind of, you feel me? If there is a legit reason for why you don't want to be in a certain class, then that's a completely different story for when you transfer classes. I'm not saying that all transfers are bad. In fact, most transfers are actually for legit reasons that people have to transfer out of a class, but I just can't stand it when people transfer out of a class when they can't stand a teacher. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, my teacher hates kids, and I'm like, why would they sign up to be a teacher and teach kids every single day for a living if they didn't like kids? I just think that's kind of weird. Going back to the entire thing about being yourself, I just really hate it when people completely warp their personalities to try and be somebody else. I really like somebody who doesn't change themselves, be somebody else when they're around people that isn't me. Also, I like a person that I don't have to change myself to be with. But my next tip is about gym class. Just don't want to be one of those people, girl or guy, that wears too much Axe or too much perfume. Dousing yourself in so much perfume and basically showering in perfume is just as bad as not showering at all and not wearing any deodorant. So one of my last ones is about crushes and the entire idea of crushes and the entire idea of boyfriends and girlfriends. Honestly, if you find someone good enough to have a crush on in middle school and you know you can trust them, definitely listen to your parents' regards if they don't want you to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I know that, me personally, I did that once and it did not end up well. It just ended up hurting me for the worst with the relationship with my parents and also the relationship with that person. Definitely don't go behind their back and do something like that. My last one is about bullying and or cyberbullying. I really think bullying is just a very cruel thing to do to people. It just makes me feel very sick. A lot of people use the excuse that, oh, they were mean to me before, so I'm getting even by bullying them. And if somebody's mean to you, even though it might seem like the right thing to do in the moment, in time, it'll just prove to be a really stupid thing that you would have done, especially if it's bullying with your friends and you have a lot of friend drama. I know that it's very hard to escape that kind of loophole. Knowing what it's like personally, I know that it's really, really, really hard to focus on your schoolwork at a time like this, that a lot of bullies are either misunderstood or they're jealous of somebody. You have to be considerate of all these things if somebody is being mean to you, but if somebody is harassing you, then you definitely need to tell somebody that you trust, like a friend, a guidance counselor, teacher. You've heard it all before, but I really think it's important because a lot of people keep this just kind of crumpled up inside them like a little paper at the end of your back, and over time the amount of like crumpled papers at the bottom of your backpack just kind of piles up as time goes on and you get more schoolwork. It's kind of the same concept with bullying. Before I get too deep, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I can never say this, subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you guys next week, and tune in for another video. I think that's all. Goodbye. Mwah. I am a lot taller than people think when they see me on camera because they can only see this part up of my body.